Organisations big and small face digital disruption, but it's not just organisations, like businesses, sports, and indeed entire sports are going through the same process. Somebody who's managing that process within soccer, or football as we call it in the UK, is Russel James from the FA. So what are you actually doing?
It's a great question. We're basically using the power of digital to promote football, get more people playing, more people supporting, and make the quality of that experience much better.
Question about how accessible football's been getting if you've got so many issues with broadcast rights and people actually not being able to see it, people kind of lose interest.
I think if you think about social media, so I think social media's done a great job of actually making football much more accessible in sort of snackable bits of content. Actually, beyond that, the women's football and the women's game is a real growth opportunity, and we've worked with our partners like the BBC and BT Sport to really make that sport really accessible.
So, what are you doing in terms of the digital disruption? How are people experiencing what you're doing?
So, at the heart of it is all about getting our data into a consolidated place so that we can make much more meaningful engagements with people. And then from the front end experience is about creating websites, apps that make football organisation, enjoyment, entertainment, whatever it might be, making that accessible and relevant ways.
But this goes way beyond just the Premier League, right?
Oh, correct. It's from the elite end of England, so our men's and lionesses and the other 24 teams that we run, right down to the grassroots. And actually, a heart of the programme is really about the millions of people that take part in football every weekend and making their lives better through digital.
So how are you getting people to engage with the FA?
I mean, we're in a really fortunate position that football as a currency already has a high level engagement. It's about producing digital tools that help people get their football organised, and that in itself is a byproduct of them engaging with the FA.
But why are you, as essentially the governing body of the sport, doing this? Surely it's incumbent upon the teams themselves, even individual players, to kind of build that relationship with their own fans. Why are you doing it at that level?
Well, our role is twofold actually. Yes, to govern, as you say, but it's also to promote football. So, be that women and girls, be it older people taking part in walking football, whatever it might be, we're here to get more people involved in football. So, governance, but also promotion.
Been doing this over a 2-year period. What have you seen so far, and what's left to sort of be rolled out within this programme?
So I'd say we're probably halfway through the kind of focused digital change that we've made. We've released 4 or 5 products already, which have made a big difference to both the grassroots game, the women's game.
What are those?
So we have a product which is called Full Time. That offers fixtures, league tables and results service for a big chunk of affiliated football, so the grassroots football played at the weekend. And we've got some more things to come to make things like paying your subs or organising the teams much easier through digital. We also produced a digital product to support the women's game, so around the European Championships last year, and there's a World Cup next year, so we'll be building on what we've done there. And clearly with the World Cup in Russia, we've got a big focus project on how do we make the fans' experience of that World Cup even better than before.
How are you sort of working with your partners? Because you've mentioned BT Sport, the BBC. How do you differentiate what you're doing against the sort of offerings they have with their viewers and ergo fans?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question, and we're absolutely looking for where's the FA's right to win, what's the distinct thing that we can really bring, and actually it's about blending those two things. So a lot of people who are fans of the game also participate in another way, be it as a player, as a coach, as a referee. So we're in a fortunate position where we can bring those two bits of kind of information or content together and really make the experience, whether you're in a fan mode or whether in a player mode, really relevant to you based on those two bits of insight.
Where would you like this digital transformation to be when it reaches its sort of completion?
I mean, the goal ultimately is it just becomes the way in which the FA operates and engages. So, there's no longer a sort of a standalone team or a standalone strategy. It's just the modern way in which the FA is operating. And working with our partners, Cognizant, that's a big part of delivering the not only the solutions but also the cultural change to come with that.
You've got issues with broadcast rights in the sense that your take per match is a little bit lower. We've seen Formula One starting to open up a bit more. We're seeing the US sports doing the same. NFL seems to have similar problems to the FA in terms of access to clips. Is that something that you're addressing and wanting to become maybe a little more relaxed about broadcast rights?
I mean, ultimately, we're a non-for-profit organisation, and the broadcast revenue and the sponsorship revenue comes in, and that's helping us to invest money back into the game. So, 125 million back into the game last year. we've got to make sure that we're keeping the products that we are focused on, from England to FA Cup to women's football, relevant to those audiences, and that means a blend. So it means working with broadcasters in a way that gives them valuable content, but also working with other distributors to make sure that that content is topical, it's available in a way that keeps people engaging with those brands.
Russell, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm James Wright. Thanks for watching Marketing Media Money. To check out more online videos, just click on the boxes and don't forget to subscribe to the CNBC Live channel at the bottom of the screen.